the heart of the wild, on the sun-scorched plains where life and death are traded in an instant, the roles can be reversed without warning. The hunter, moments ago the apex of this food chain, becomes the hunted. Her golden eyes, usually filled with predatory fire, are now wide with the chilling realization of her fate. She is surrounded by a living fortress, an indestructible wall of fury that has decided she will not see another sunrise. This is not a hunt, it is an execution. How did it come to this? How can a creature born to rule be brought so low? To understand, we must look deeper into the unwritten laws of these savage kingdoms. We must explore the stories of the warriors, the kings, the queens, and the survivors who carve out an existence here. These are the tales of unbreakable wills and untamed spirits, where power is measured not just in strength, but in strategy, sacrifice, and the sheer, bloody-minded refusal to die. These are the chronicles of the law of tooth and claw. Behold the Cape buffalo. Under the relentless African sun, this colossus, weighing nearly a ton, advances. It is not an animal, it is an element, a force of nature. Its power does not lie in the individual, but in the collective. They live and die by the creed of the herd, a living, breathing wall of horn and muscle. This is a fortress that walks, a battalion that grazes, and it is the embodiment of a simple, brutal truth. There is no strength greater than unity.
The dramatic tension peaks as the buffalo looms over the cowering lioness.
To a lion, a single buffalo may seem like a meal, but to pride of lions, a herd is a nightmare. They do not scatter in fear. They do not run. When threatened, they turn. They face the danger as one entity, a phalanx of keratin shields and explosive power. The air crackles with tension as they form their defensive circle, the young and vulnerable protected deep within the core, while the prime bulls form the outer ring. Their collective gaze is a physical weight, a promise of devastating retribution. They are a force that does not just defend, it retaliates. The internal dynamics of this fortress are forged in conflict. Within the herd, hierarchy is not given. It is earned through brutal head-on collisions. Watch as two dominant bulls square off. This is no mere scuffle. It is a primal contest of endurance and will. They charge, and the impact is a sound that cracks the air, a shockwave of bone against bone. They push, muscles straining, hooves digging trenches in the earth, each trying to break the other's spirit. The victor doesn't just win mating rights. He earns the right to stand at the forefront, to lead the defense, to be the bedrock upon which the herd's survival is built. The loser must submit or be exiled, a harsh but necessary process that ensures only the strongest genes and the most resilient leaders guide the herd's destiny.
Now the sun is high and we are exposed.
This education in survival begins at the moment of birth. After a long 11-month gestation, a calf is born into this world of immediate peril. It is a baptism by fire. Within minutes, its spindly legs must find their strength. It must stand, wobbling but determined, because the herd waits for no one. The scent of new life is a siren's call to every predator for miles. Hyenas, lions, leopards. The mother nudges her newborn, her low grunts a mix of encouragement and urgent warning. The calf's first lesson is the most critical one it will ever learn. Keep up, stay with the herd or perish. To fall behind is to be swallowed by the ever-watchful Savannah. And when the lions do come, when a foolish pride, driven by desperation, decides to test this wall, the herd's true power is unleashed. The attack begins with a stealthy approach, a burst of speed, an attempt to isolate a weaker member. But the herd does not panic. It pivots like a single, massive organism. The low rumbles of alarm turn into a deafening chorus of bellows. They surround the attackers, their formation tightening, a vortex of fury. The hunters suddenly find themselves encircled, the ground trembling beneath the stampede of 1,000 hooves. The tables have turned with shocking speed. A charge is ordered not by a single mind, but by a collective instinct. A wall of death, horns lowered, thunders forward. The lions, the so-called kings of the savannah, are scattered, fleeing for their lives. The buffalo have reminded them who truly holds the power on these plains. Their strength isn't in the ferocity of their attack, but in their absolute, unwavering capacity to resist, shoulder to shoulder, an unbreakable, indestructible wall. But for every unmovable object, there is an unstoppable force. In the southern Serengeti, a legend was being forged in blood and fire. It was the story of a coalition, a brotherhood of 5 male lions, born from exile and bound by a thirst for power. They were called the Blood and Fire Society, and their leader was Azur, a prince cast out from his own pride, his heart burning with the shame of dethronement and a relentless desire for vengeance. Alone, a male lion is a wanderer, a ghost on the plains with a bleak future. But together, they were a dynasty in the making. Azur, with his burning ambition, gathered the others, outcasts, wanderers, youngbloods with fire in their veins. They were a band of brothers, their bond forged not by bloodline, but by a shared hunger for a kingdom of their own. Their target was the territory ruled by an old, grizzled tyrant known only as Mr. T. He was a king who had grown complacent on his throne, his reign long but his strength now waned. The challenge was issued not with a roar, but with an invasion. The 5 brothers crossed the invisible border into Mr. T's land, their paws silent on the dusty earth, their intent lethal. The confrontation was apocalyptic, a battle of titans under the African moon. Claws tore through flesh, teeth snapped at throats. It was a whirlwind of roars and snarls, a brutal ballet of dominance and desperation. Mr. T, fighting alone against the coordinated onslaught of 5 prime males, stood no chance. He was overwhelmed, a king falling to a revolution. Azur delivered the final, decisive blow, and as the old king fled, broken and defeated, a new era began. The brothers claimed their prize, baptizing their new kingdom in the honor of their struggle, the Valley of Blood and Steel. But conquering a throne is one thing, holding it is another. A kingdom requires respect, and respect in this world is earned through demonstrations of absolute power. They would not be content with hunting wildebeest and zebra. To solidify their legend, they needed to achieve the impossible. Their gaze fell upon the ultimate symbol of strength and defiance on the plains, the Cape buffalo. It was a hunt that was more of a ritual, a coronation of their power. The 5 kings moved with a chilling, single-minded purpose. They stalked the herd, their movements a symphony of predatory genius. They didn't rush in blindly. They tested the herd's defenses, creating chaos, separating the weak from the strong. They chose their target, a massive bull, isolated from the safety of the wall. The fight was biblical. The bull, a titan of muscle, fought with the fury of a cornered god, but against the five-pronged, relentless attack of the coalition, even a god could fall.
Coordinated ambush.
They swarmed it,
The
a
females
golden
pushed the
tide
herd
of
towards
claws
the
and
waiting
teeth,
males,
clinging
and the
to its
savannah
back, its
erupts
throat,
in a
its
desperate
legs,
fight for
until the
survival.
great beast finally crashed to the earth. Their roars of victory that night were not just of a full belly, they were a declaration. They were the undisputed kings. Yet for a king like Azur, even this was not enough. Ambition, once tasted, is an insatiable hunger. Insatiable, they raised the challenge to the absolute pinnacle of terrestrial life, the African elephant. To hunt an elephant is to court death itself. It is an act of supreme arrogance and even greater power. With the same impeccable strategy, they studied the herd. They didn't target a full-grown adult. That would be suicide. They waited patiently for the perfect moment of opportunity. They saw it, a young calf, momentarily straying too far from its mother's protective shadow. The attack was a blur of calculated violence. They exploded from their cover, a deafening, unified charge. They swarmed the calf, a maelstrom of golden fur and lethal intent, working to sever it from the herd. The herd trumpeted in panicked rage, but the lions were too fast, too precise. In a chaotic, heart-stopping crescendo, they claimed the most audacious prize in the history of their reign. The roars of the Blood and Fire Society became the immortal echo of the Serengeti. They were more than lions. They were a myth, a legend whispered on the wind. Their story served as a chilling reminder to all who heard it. In the savage heart of the savannah, the throne belongs not to the born king, but to those who are willing to spill blood and walk through fire to claim it. Power, however, wears many faces. In the heart of the Masai Mara, where titanic males like Azur and his brothers waged their wars of conquest, a different kind of ruler emerged. Her name was Siena, and her legend was not written in the blood of her rivals, but in the quiet, unyielding strength of her wisdom. She was a lioness who governed not with the brute force of a king, but with the sharp, strategic mind of a queen. Her story did not begin on a throne. It began in exile. She was an errant, a solitary wanderer in a world where loneliness is a death sentence. For a lioness, to be without a pride is to be without protection, without support, without a future. Day after day, she survived on scraps, constantly looking over her shoulder, a ghost in her own land. But within this lonely hunter, a powerful vision was taking root. She observed the chaotic, often inefficient hunts of other prides. She saw the wasted energy, the failed attempts, the vulnerability of fractured groups. She knew there was a better way. Siena possessed a rare charisma, a quiet confidence that drew others to her. One by one, she found other outcasts, other lone females drifting at the edges of society. She didn't dominate them, she united them. With her sharp gaze and unwavering resolve, she forged a new pride from the forgotten and the lost. Under her leadership, they ceased to be individuals and became a single, lethal unit. Their hunts were masterpieces of predatory art. They were not the chaotic brawls of male coalitions. They were surgical strikes, a deadly ballet of coordinated movement. Siena was the choreographer. From a high vantage point, she would survey the terrain, read the wind, and anticipate the prey's every move. With a subtle flick of her tail or a dip of her head, she would direct her sister. One group would flank left, another right. A third would lie in silent ambush. Every lioness knew her role. They moved with a silent understanding, a shared consciousness, closing the net with terrifying precision. Their success rate was astounding, ensuring their collective survival and prosperity. They did not hunt with rage, they hunted with intelligence. Her domain was a vast territory stretching over 50 square kilometers, and she defended it not with roaring threats but with shrewd strategy. When rogue males, drawn by the success of her pride, tried to invade and take over, Siena didn't meet them with force. She outthought them. She would lead them on long, fruitless chases, splitting them up, using the landscape to her advantage,
Azur
exhausting and frustrating them until they simply gave up and moved on. She earned her respect not through fear, but through an undeniable competence that even the most arrogant males could not ignore. Beyond the leader and the strategist, Siena was a mother. She was the matriarch who passed down her knowledge to the next generation. She patiently taught her cubs the secrets of the hunt, the language of the wind, the art of the ambush. She showed them how to survive in a world without truce, not just through strength, but through cunning and cooperation. She was securing not just her own future, but the future of her entire lineage. Siena never wore the magnificent mane of a king. She never ruled through terror or brute displays of power. Her crown was invisible, forged from intelligence, strategy, and an unbreakable commitment to her family. Her spirit became a symbol, an eternal testament to a different kind of greatness, a greatness that resides in wisdom, in the profound strength it takes to protect your own, and the extraordinary power of keeping your family united against the world. In this same land of lions and buffalo, a different kind of warrior emerges. A warrior without wings to fly, but one who commands its domain with an entirely different arsenal. This is the ostrich, the largest bird on Earth. It is a living paradox, a creature of immense grace and shocking power, a testament to the fact that evolution's path to survival is not always the most obvious one. Its primary weapons are its legs. Long, muscular, and built for explosive speed, they are the engines of its survival. When an ostrich runs, it does not flee. It commands the earth. Each stride is a thunderous beat against the savanna, a blur of motion that can reach speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. For the ostrich, speed is not just an escape. It is a declaration of dominance, a way of moving through its world with an untouchable confidence. But these legs are not just for running. They are lethal weapons. A forward kick from an ostrich delivers a force so immense, so devastating, it can kill a lion. The single, large claw on each foot is a dagger, capable of disemboweling any predator foolish enough to get too close. The lion may be king, but even a king thinks twice before challenging a warrior who can end its life with a single, perfectly aimed blow. Its eyes are another marvel of adaptation. The largest of any bird in the kingdom, they are like living watchtowers. Perched high atop its long neck, these ocular sentinels can detect the faintest shimmer of movement, the slightest hint of danger from hundreds of meters away. This is a creature that sees threats long before they materialize, giving it the precious seconds needed to choose its strategy, to run, to hide, or to fight. Nowhere is this strategic mind more apparent than in the defense of its young. Witness a mother ostrich as a pack of wild dogs, with their relentless pack-hunting efficiency, approaches her nest. The nest is nothing more than a shallow scrape in the hot sand, filled with enormous, vulnerable eggs. Brute force here would be a mistake. To fight the entire pack would be to risk her own life and doom her offspring. So she chooses cunning over confrontation. She becomes a master of deception. She rises from her nest and begins to run, but not away from the danger. She runs towards it, then veers off in the opposite direction from her precious eggs, feigning an injury, dragging a wing as if it were broken. She becomes the perfect lure, a large, seemingly easy target. The dogs, their predatory instincts triggered, abandon their search for the nest and give chase. She leads them on a long, exhausting pursuit across the savannah, always staying just out of reach, her feigned weakness a brilliant act of theater. It is a desperate gamble. Sometimes, in the chaos, a single dog may double back and steal an egg from the nest. A loss is sustained in the battle, but her sacrifice is a calculated one. She has traded one for the survival of the many. Her instinctual calculus ensures that the majority of her clutch will survive, that they will eventually emerge from the hot sand, ready to learn the first lesson of the savannah from their warrior mother. Survival here depends not just on speed and vigilance, but on an unbreakable will and a mind sharp enough to turn a predator's strength into its weakness. Half a world away, on the parched, sun-baked plains of Australia, another champion of survival performs its dance. This is the red kangaroo, a living symbol of adaptation in one of the most unforgiving environments on the planet. Here, in this land of dust and drought, it doesn't just survive, it thrives, a master of endurance and a warrior in its own right. Its movement is a form of poetry in motion. It doesn't run, it flies over the dry earth. Its powerful hind legs, acting as massive springs, propel it forward in incredible leaps of up to 9 meters. This unique form of locomotion, called saltation, is astonishingly efficient. It allows the kangaroo to conserve precious energy and cover vast distances with minimal effort, a critical advantage in a land where food and water are scarce and scattered. When the dingo, Australia's cunning apex predator, gives chase, this efficiency becomes its salvation. The kangaroo's initial bounds are measured, but as the pursuit intensifies, its speed increases, its tail acting as a crucial counterbalance. It becomes a blur of red fur against the red earth, a danzante of the desert, its endurance often outlasting the dingo's own. As dusk settles, casting long shadows across the outback, the savannah transforms into an arena. This is when the males, the great boomers, confront each other. It is a contest for leadership, for the right to pass on their genes. What follows is a brutal, ritualistic dance of combat. They rise up on their powerful tails, using them as a third leg for balance, and unleash a flurry of kicks and punches. They grapple, they gouge, and they deliver powerful kicks with their clawed hind feet, kicks strong enough to break bones. This is not a fight of anger, but of instinct, a violent yet necessary test to ensure that only the most powerful and resilient male will lead the mob. Yet for all its power and endurance, the kangaroo's greatest feat is arguably its method of reproduction. It is a miracle of biological engineering. After a pregnancy lasting barely a month, the mother gives birth to a tiny, embryonic baby, no larger than a jelly bean. It is blind, hairless, and utterly defenseless. Then the impossible journey begins. Guided by instinct alone, this minuscule creature must undertake a perilous pilgrimage, dragging itself, hand over hand, through the dense fur of its mother's abdomen. Its destination is the marsupial pouch, a safe harbor in a hostile world. Once inside, it latches onto a teat and will not let go for months. The pouch becomes its world, a nursery, a fortress, and a mobile home where it will continue to grow and develop, shielded from the harsh realities outside. This incredible strategy allows the mother to carry and nurture her young, while still being able to traverse the vast, dangerous landscape in search of sustenance. The red kangaroo is the ultimate survivor. It proves that in the grand theater of nature, dominance doesn't always belong to the most ferocious predator. Sometimes, it belongs to the one who can endure the most, the one who can bend to the will of the land without breaking. It is a testament to the idea that true strength is not just the power to conquer, but the resilience to transform adversity into a way of life. From the blood-soaked plains of the Serengeti to the arid heart of Australia, we have witnessed the unwritten laws that govern these savage kingdoms. We have seen that survival is a multifaceted gem, with each facet reflecting a different strategy, a different truth.
Peacefully, a vital part of the Australian ecosystem.
The Cape buffalo teaches us the profound power of unity. Alone, we are vulnerable, but together, standing shoulder to shoulder with our community, our family, we can become an unbreakable wall against any threat that dares to face us. There is a strength in solidarity that no individual power can ever hope to match. The lions, in their dual stories of conquest and cunning, show us the two faces of leadership. The tale of Azur and his brothers is a visceral lesson in ambition, a reminder that sometimes to achieve greatness, one must be willing to dare to fight to take what is yours. But Siena, the uncrowned queen, offers a more profound wisdom, that true, lasting power is not seized through force, but cultivated through intelligence, strategy, and the unwavering dedication to lift up those around you. The wingless warrior, the ostrich, demonstrates the incredible power of ingenuity and sacrifice. It teaches us that our greatest strengths may not be the most obvious ones, and that sometimes the cleverest strategy is to use our enemy's aggression against them. Its maternal gambol is a poignant reminder of what it means to truly protect what you love. And finally, the desert dancer, the kangaroo, offers a masterclass in resilience. It is a symbol of endurance, proof that we can adapt to even the harshest of circumstances. Its journey teaches us that our beginnings do not define our destiny, and that with enough tenacity, we can not only survive adversity but learn to dance within it.
As the golden hour fades across the savannah, the lioness and her cubs drink peacefully from the stream before continuing their journey.
These are not just animal stories, they are echoes of our own journey. We too fight for our place, build our communities, lead and are led, and adapt to the ever-changing landscapes of our lives. The laws of the wild are primal, but the lessons they offer are timeless. So I ask you as you go about your day, which of these spirits resonates with you? Are you the unbreakable wall, the ambitious king, the wise queen, the clever warrior, or the resilient dancer? The answer lies within each of us. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the savage heart of the wild. We hope these stories have left you with a sense of wonder and a deeper respect for the incredible lives that unfold every day on our amazing planet. If you were captivated by these tales and want to explore more of the untamed world with us, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing you these incredible stories. Click that subscribe button and join our pride. Until next time, stay wild.